Wonder where the lions are. Well, hello there, everybody. We Trina and I are just talking. We are wondering where the lions are because we got the lions. So, folks, it's so good to see everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is a second look, and last time you saw us was probably the last time, Trina, that I actually did a program. So,
Yes.
uh, so it's
Yes.
awfully good to be here. We just speak favor upon us all. Nothing missing, nothing broken. We are prospering. We really are. And if you actually believe that, know that, then it will manifest. And happy birthday in Bosto to everybody. Thank you, moderators. And so here we are. Trina, how you been, my dear?
I'm good, and I hope everybody else is good. It's been an interesting week. My dog has had a little fall for a turn for the battle with cancer going downhill quick. So please pray for my puppy. But other than that, everything else has been wonderful. It's
Excellent, excellent.
everything is good,
You're looking fabulous as always.
as you are too. Look
Well,
at you.
thank you.
Yes, you're looking very fine today, Wayne.
This is my work clothes.
I know. I know. You've
um,
been doing a lot of work.
yeah, when being a CEO of a startup, and when you have to submit to compete into these investor conferences, and we virtually got chosen every time. So this was normal attire for me.
Yeah.
And my wife says, "Oh man, you be looking good," and.
Sharp dressed man.
Hey, listen, ZZ Top had it right. And I
Love
have
it.
to say, you look rather shining and fabulous yourself today.
Well, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much. As do you. It must
Well,
return that. That's true.
it's all I got to say. It's all I got to say.
We're it's amazing. It's time to like build this bridge and bring forth these energies of favor and prosperity and healing. A lot of people this week have reached out to me and said they're getting hit with some serious energies. And it's because you are such a strong light. So, kind of take it as a badge of honor, but know that it's coming at you because you're making a difference. So the harder you're being hit, the more probably it's like, okay, you're on the radar because you're shining so bright. So
I
just
love that.
yeah,
If you weren't shiny, you wouldn't be a target.
correct.
I mean, if you
Correct.
blend into the background, I mean, you're like
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah, it
So,
was so funny too, Wayne. I was telling a friend, I was like, I don't know why, but this what we were talking about, she was like, I'm getting hit. And I was like, all of a sudden the song Saved by Zero came into my head. And it was like I saw the polarity of when somebody's hitting you with an energy, if you can identify that energy to hit it with create the frequency of the opposite energy in your body, and then it's saved by zero because it like neutralizes it and
mm,
it's by zero. It was interesting when I saw in my head. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
I had an opportunity. I just want to say hello to everyone in the
Hi
chat.
everyone.
Gaia, Lost in Space, Paul, Joe, David, very much love to you, brother.
Hi, everyone.
Jay, David Castle, Nina the Mystic, Little Res, hey, how you doing? And Janny and Susie Q and Teresa and Nina and all the rest of you. We just love you all. Thank you. I've missed you. I have missed
Yeah,
all of you. And,
we missed you too, Wayne.
well,
I'll
thank you.
speak
I
for the
know
tribe. We missed you too.
a lot of emails. Hello, Kaz. Much love. There's Scotty Boy. Good to see you. Michael, Chloe. Hello, Regina. Yeah. Hello, Linda. Good to see you. Eric. Good to see you as well. Was getting a lot of emails over the last couple of days. Are you all right? Are you still, what's going on? And
Yeah.
actually, you would think that this intermission time that the channel was put into, on the surface would seem like it was a negative, but what it really was truly favor manifesting because I had to prepare for depositions, and anyone who's ever gone through that process, it is highly stressful. It's designed to be that way. And well, thank you, Nina. Much love to you as well. And it was really interesting because this was an opportunity to really transmute what would normally be a very negative influence upon your psyche to actually be able to transmute that into the positive. And I have to say, by Sunday, that transmutation had taken place. And when I actually went into the process, it was quite amazing. The angels, these creatures do fulfill what they say they will do. I'm a living testimony of it, lived it yesterday in a fashion that was quite amazing. So
Wow.
hello, Ballot Brian. How you doing? Looking great. Yeah, hey, listen, only a confident individual can wear a pink tie.
Absolutely.
You have to know yourself, right? I
It's
love
just
the
the,
turquoise
the
amulet you have there, dear. That
oh,
is
thank
just
you.
beautiful.
You know what the pink says to me too is that you're guiding by the heart chakra, like the feminine properties, the divine feminine, the love frequency, which love is the greatest source and power of all. So
Hmm.
with that you're saying I'm I'm the highest level. I'm emanating the highest vibration,
Yeah.
highest power.
I be love.
Yeah. Love conquers all.
Well,
Yeah.
we want to just, know, let's see. Yeah, it is. It is, Nina. It is. It happens, and I can't get into a lot of this. Eventually, there will be a story to be told. But yeah, hey, Gaia, much
Hi.
love. Good to
Yeah.
see you. Lee, good to see you as well. Jack Dreaming, good to see you. There's so many good people out here.
Oh my gosh. Yes, my
Yeah,
heart goes.
yeah. It's like, geez, Robert V is in the house.
Yeah.
So, Joyce, good to see you. So, Miss Trina, how was your Thanksgiving Day?
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. It was just immediate family, and it was just a beautiful day. And what else could you ask for? There was food, there was wine. It was wonderful.
I love that. I mean, you got the food, the wine, the company, and
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
what really makes food, I think, you can cook, but if you
Yeah.
got someone who doesn't appreciate it, the food just doesn't seem to
Yeah.
have that robust flavor. But if you're almost like making love with your food and making love through the food to the people around you,
Yeah.
I just think it just, it enhances it.
Oh, you are absolutely right. It is, that's the God part that's inside of us is that right there. That's what it is. It's like the part of you that can do things that you can't fully comprehend or understand, but it's just like how you digest your food. You don't fully understand or comprehend how you do that, but it's another part of you. And when you invoke that you want that to happen, you want to put love and frequency into the meal, it's alchemizing it. It's
It
literally
is. It
in,
is.
yeah, and that's the God
You know
within.
what's even more interesting?
Mhm.
You see, I come out of the Christianity where I know it works, the laying on of hands.
Yeah.
It's the same process when you're laying your hands on your food to be speaking into your food what it is that you may be lacking. It could be healing, it could be a number of things, but food, once it's transmuted into energy, that energy becomes psychic energy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what I mean. It's the awareness or the consciousness.
Yeah.
It transfers.
I mean, we had people coming back for seconds. Jack Dreaman says she has a story about angels as well on her move. I love to hear that.
Me
That
too.
is so cool.
Me too.
I bet alchemists are good lovers.
And
So
you know
says
what's
Paul
so
Joe. I happen to agree with that.
it's so interesting too because I'm seeing the angels. They're literally like programs. They're all different sets of information and abilities, and that's why they say, I do this, 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 and this, and this. It's so powerful. And I see a direct connection that we are literally part of that. Like we're part of that. What somehow we're literally part of it. So it's a part of you. And that's the only reason you can literally manifest it into this realm, because it's literally connected to you somehow. Maybe it's in all that junk DNA, but it's in there.
Oh, I think it's that. And I think there is
Yeah,
a genetic connection.
I do too.
The other thing I see as well is that it seems like if you focus and call on these beings,
Mhm.
they will respond. I mean, this particular angel, I saw Lucky Stone got the angel cards, and I know Al is getting close to it. Hey, there is Julie. And how you doing, Jules? Much love to you. And there's Grace. Anyway, it was this particular Raphael. And Raphael is, I got to tell you what, it's amazing. And you should call on these angels. If you ever get into a situation where you really need that supernatural influence, I mean, I had a whole list. I went into preparation, for this thing I had to go through. And so I'm studying these angels and I'm saying, all right, so which one do I really want on my, see, I have the A team up here, but I need backups.
Great.
And so, I got this angel here,
Yeah.
you know, this was another one. Vehua, Lacabel, Licabel, excuse me.
Mhm.
And of course, Ariel, Poyel, and of course, Raphael. Yeah, it works. That's all I got to tell you. It. There were some events I could tell you about. I can't, but I
Amazing.
knew.
I can't wait till you can share, because that will be so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how is everybody else? So, you had a great Thanksgiving. I know Zodiac is. We got to really. That's a hard one.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
It's amazing what pets do. I know Ben Davidson over on Suspicious Observers, they just lost one of their family members,
Mhm.
and it's amazing. They become, the thing about animals, particularly I think dogs, is that, because dog spelled backward is God,
Yeah.
is that what I have found, and particularly with Dancer, is there is a psychic connection between the two of us. Lynn sees it. And that little puppy dog, who is now 11 years old, going on 12,
Mhm.
has taught this human more about unconditional love than I have ever seen from another human being.
It's funny. The animal dogs have always been by my side my whole life. Since I was born into this world, we've always had a dog. My Chinese zodiac is the dog.
Mm,
So I have a very big affinity with the dog.
I can, and is it not true? They really do show us this unconditional love. I
I
mean,
asked the Lord one time, I'm like, what would God be? You could show me what would be a good expression of what God is in this world. And he laughed and he showed me a dog, and then he flipped the word around and showed me God, and he was like unconditional, unfathomable loyalty and love. I was like,
that, and I
okay,
can say about Dancer, she's really trained me very well.
yes, they do. The
Over the
good ones
decade, I
do.
mean, she has trained me amazingly well.
Yeah, the good ones do. They
you
do.
know,
Yeah.
Lynn
Yeah.
said, she says it's amazing how we humans we think we're the ones that are in control, but yeah, in the end, they really do not only show us what unconditional love is, but they really do show us how to, I think, yield to that. Because you figure it's like this: you are to them a god. You
You
feed
know,
them,
yeah.
you clothe them, you keep them comfort, house, that you are a God. That's what God does, is provide.
Yep.
Isn't that odd? It's just that symbiotic relationship.
It is. And it's the difference between, I think, 2D and 3D.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just reading in the comments there. You see, and a lot of people, they all have this all the time. I mean, someone saying the chat room is, I'm just
Okay.
so glad to have the Soul Tribe back. I mean, it's been like, it's like the family reunion. It's like, man,
Yes. It's like a week without Wayne. Oh my gosh.
it's like, geez, hey, Mr. Floyd is in the room. Love working at a kennel. Dogs keep me grounded. Yeah, yeah. What
Yeah,
a
they're
great idea, by the way. It's like, volunteering for, like we have the Dumb Friends League here. And
right.
I guess they got them. Do you have them there in Phoenix?
No,
Okay.
we have all different kinds of weird, like places that do stuff for dogs, but the big ones, just normal
Yeah.
society stuff.
The Dumb Friends League is really, I really like the way they approach, because their approach is that this is a relationship.
Oh,
And it what humans don't understand is that if you bring a pet home and it really wasn't vetted out right, you're going to cause more harm to that animal because of the rejection, et cetera, et cetera.
right.
At least that's what I found.
It's true.
Linda says, I lost my 4-pound, 17-year-old little black poodle in August. My heart is broken, but she came back in my dreams. Linda, I'm glad you brought that up because that was actually the next point I was going to bring. They have that program, Paranormal Caught on Camera. And now, because so many people have their security cameras outside, motion detector, the whole bit, and even they can see into the IR, which is interesting, that we now know that pets, they do stick with their owners. And if their owners will acknowledge them, the souls of their departed pets, family member, will stay there.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
My daughter, when I had a 187-pound Rottweiler
Hello.
that was with,
That's a puppy dog.
oh, she was a moose. But she was with both of my children since birth. So
Mm.
when she passed away, Brittany was just about 3 years old, or right around 3, and she would cry for Sedona, and Sedona, you could see the energy because she was so big, it would make an indention on the bed, and she would lay down at the foot of Brittany's bed. Literally
Oh.
see it, and you could feel it. Yeah, because she would
Mm.
just cry, I miss Donna, I miss Donna. And you'd see her energy come into that room, and I could feel it,
Yeah.
and I could see it physically. Yeah.
Lynn lost her companion, Dolly. And now that I know how you can do this, we make recognition of Dolly being in the living room. And there have been times where Dancer, it's almost as if Dancer can almost sense Dolly's presence because Dolly was the alpha female,
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah.
and yeah, um,
So funny.
163, 55 likes. That's my number.
Yay. So funny. I see, I've had so many dogs in my life, and I literally, I see them in my imagination, and I'm constantly honoring them and saying thank you. And just like,
Mm.
I think of you, you know, I think of you. Yeah.
What that number one is respect, I think, and what a tribute.
Yeah. My
Yeah,
ex, and yeah, I
yeah.
speak of them all the time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if that's true for cats. Cats are the epitome of aloofness. They're
They they are amazing beings too. They're guardian spirits. They're powerful beings, and they can see even, I think, more than the dogs. Yeah. And
it
they're
is
powerful.
amazing about dogs. I mean, when the grandbabies were born,
Hmm.
um, the parents had big dogs, but these big dogs, I'd pity the poor fool that ever, we're talking, I mean, that would ever try to come near the babies. I mean,
Yes.
it
My
would be a can of
Rottweiler,
whoop ass all over the place.
Wayne, a week before the babies were born, my Rottweiler went in and slept underneath the baby's crib. That's how I knew my baby was coming, my next one. Because when she went up
Oh,
and started sleeping underneath the crib, I knew that the child was coming in. She would let me know before I knew. Yep.
Fantastic. You
Yep.
know,
No, she slept under the crib and she never left my bedside. But before the baby came, she slept under the crib. She would bounce back and forth between my room and the crib. It was just very interesting. I'm like, oh, we're getting close because she's sleeping under the crib again. She never did that before. Yeah.
wow, almost like she's becoming part of, you know, a
Yeah.
guardian.
Yes. Yeah. I was just,
That's the word I was trying to think of. You
yep.
know,
It was amazing. It was like she could sense the soul of, or the energy of this child's coming in now. She could feel it. She knew. Yeah. She was
fantastic.
an amazing dog.
You know, it's the more I continue in this journey, I mean, there's going to be very little that I will miss about this plane, but I will say this: I had one great time, and
Right.
want to continue to add to that. But it's amazing the complexities, the layers, the interactions, the coalescing of so many life energies in a
Yes.
single plane on a single planet. And now we know it's not just a single plane, that in the midst of this plane, there are many other planes that are here as well.
Yes.
I mean, that's freaking
Mind blowing.
awesome.
Yeah, mind
Yeah.
blowing and awesome. And yeah,
I
it's
mean,
wow. Yeah, how do you wrap your brain around that? Yeah, it's yeah.
people, I can tell you, if you want to remain youthful, always stay in a state of amazement.
Yes.
You can never grow old if you're always in a state of amazement of your reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the spirits love it. I
Yes.
found out something about these angels. They dig positive vibrations. You know, if you pump up the vibe level, there seems like there is an equal and corresponding reaction.
I think it produces a sound.
Oh, yes. And
Hmm.
tomorrow, folks, so I bought some more books, but I had to buy this one. This Book of the Bee. This is such mind coitus. I mean, it's almost like
I got
someone,
the bee, Wayne. When you got that, I was like, there's something going on with this bee book.
I'm telling you what, it's like, because it's almost like, you're getting your feet tickled. In one way, it's a massage, but the other time, it's like, hey, man, it's like, back off, Jack.
Mind candy for sure. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah.
It's true, Teresa. That is a good tip. I mean, if even when you're depressed, if you will just learn,
Yeah.
hey, the fact that, for instance, this pen, the fact that I can write my thoughts with this instrument, that I can at the same time indent my thoughts upon another substance that potentially will be indented upon history. And I'm just a spirit.
Yes.
Well, holy crap, Batman. What else could I do?
Yes. And I've been hearing that lately. The power will come through the pen. It's
Ooh,
writing
yes.
down. It's double energy. They keep showing me it's double energy. Or even if you paint it or sing it or create music out of it, whatever expressive way you manifest what you want to see in this world, and just spend a little bit of time every day just putting it out there, what you want to see, what would make you feel with joy and feel like, oh my gosh, this was like what I needed to see in the world.
Yeah.
If it's in alignment with you, it will manifest. And the more we write, it's something that they're telling me, when you actually write it down, somehow the matrix can't alter it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And these words,
Yep.
it's mind sex. I mean,
Yes.
I'll use the more appropriate verbiage. The vernacular should be coitus. Coitus you, coitus me, coitus them.
Absolutely.
And it's all coitus, it's okay.
Yes. Absolutely. There's a lot of proof
And I
behind.
am convinced now more than ever is that on the other side, there's a lot of courtesing going on. I mean,
I
I'm
think so.
convinced of it.
Me too.
I think that's the interesting thing about humanity is that you look at the layers of our beings,
Mhm.
and each one has its compartment. And it's amazing how humans really love to take something that is so common yet, but you want to go ahead and put it in that separate compartment.
Mhm.
We don't talk about that in mixed company. Yeah,
Right.
right. It's so true. I learned my lesson in that. True story, Trina.
Mhm.
So here I am, really moving up in the film and video industry, and just got a major position with a major production house. So since I was part of that management team, went out to lunch, and the CFO went with us, and it was a she. And I was still kind of rough around the edges, but I was a polite Southerner, and so I asked her when she was expecting, and she said she wasn't.
Oh, that's tough. Oh,
It took me about 6 months to get that off my shoes, I mean, because I really did step in it. Now, here is the interesting thing. Unbeknownst to me, when I spoke that over her, she got pregnant like 5 months later, but she had been told that she could not have children.
mhm. Yep. Yep.
And she later came into, I remember she came in the office and she said, "Are you a prophet?" Because, she says, "I was so upset with you when you said that." But she says, "Now I see it that you were probably actually seeing something that was more in the future."
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway, I took a real good lesson. There's a proverb that says, "Even a fool seems wise who keeps their mouth shut."
Yeah. Yeah. Wayne, I've done it too. I will.
Now, Trina, I can't see you doing that. You just don't
Yeah.
have that
One time.
aura about you.
It never takes more than one time. But
True that. True that.
true that. True that, right? True
Yeah,
that.
true that. That's all I got to say.
And no more. Like, no, no, don't do that no more.
I mean, oh man, that it's amazing. That event happened nearly 40 years ago, but it's still one that you never forget. It's like, oh
See?
man,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Nothing thrill till you feel it, right?
Oh man. But there again, I guess it's that favor. It was meant to be choices. I think
Right.
it was, but what
Right.
was something that turned out, and it was very awkward for good month after that. I mean,
Oh, I bet. I
I
bet.
mean,
But then I bet it was completely awesome after she realized she was pregnant.
yeah, it's and that was as much as the pendulum seemed to swing the other way,
Yeah, it went
boom,
the opposite
baby.
direction.
Then
Yeah,
I became this hero.
that's
It's like,
right.
well,
You
yeah,
saw it. You
it's like,
saw it. Now it's real. Right.
yeah,
That's right.
because they all thought I was a real dumbass.
Yeah. See,
Like,
you just saw that. You
yeah,
saw it.
but oh
So,
man, did you really pay for it? It's like, yeah.
oh, I bet
Mhm.
you did.
Mm,
Uh-huh.
mm,
Ooh,
mm,
ooh,
mm.
ooh,
Now, I
ouch.
know no one in our chat room ever had that problem.
Yeah. You
Let's
know
see.
what?
Someone I just saw something had one message to you. Trina Phoenix, I came in late, but rewound to the beginning. Thank you. You just solved my energy blocking problem. I'm an
Oh,
empath, but struggled to block it when needed. Thank you for telling me what you did. Well, there you go.
glad it helped.
Hey.
Yeah, it was my new one. I just heard it. They're like, "You want to fix stuff? Saved by zero." I was like, "Okay." I get it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, saved by
No,
zero.
I think that's it. It's absolutely a fact.
Yeah. We're dealing with opposites here. As above, so below. Negative, positives. We're dealing with a lot of upside downs and down.
And then we get into that, and I've had a chance, when you go through these type of events, that's what I'll call them.
Yeah.
You really begin to look at this, as above, so below. Okay. And as below, as above.
Yes.
So if I could just put this in layman's terms, so what you're saying that heaven is the same as hell. Isn't that what it's saying?
In this realm, that would make sense, because third dimension to me is the physical, but the fourth dimension would be the astral, which is, it's a layer of hell for real. So you
Yeah.
don't want to go in the fourth. You want to get beyond that.
I mean,
You
that's
want
what Lucifer said in, the Morning
and
Star's tale. I mean, and now that you said that, because it triggered the thought in my head going, okay, so now wait a minute. If that saying is true,
Mm.
it's interesting. Jules just said zero on that. It really means zero.
Yeah.
As above, so below is as above. Well, if heaven and hell are the construct of duality of
Mm-hmm.
two states of consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
at some point in time when the two meet, here's the thing I struggle with: is it an annihilation? Are they both annihilated from each other, or is this one and the same? I don't know.
I think it's both ways. I think it depends on the energy of the essence of the consciousness that hits it. But I see it going both ways, total annihilation. And I also see it going into total enlightenment, like absolute gnosis of both sides, and knowing that you don't have to choose either one. And there's just this peace that comes about with that. It's just a peace. And that peace is that neutralization of that energy. And it's canceled out, but it's canceled out with peace.
It's interesting because I've had
Mm-hmm.
nearly half a dozen NDEs in my lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
and every one of them was accompanied by this feeling of peace.
Yeah, that's what I think. When everything cancels out and it goes into the 0 point, that's the be still and know that I am God. And I think the first emanation of that frequency, when you're out of all the programs of the body, and when you're basically going back into your code vibration, and that vibration is one of love and peace. It truly is.
I think if you can maintain that, I saw a video this weekend that just, I mean, when I saw it, I was here in my office preparing, and it was actually in the morning, and it was the video of a confrontation down in Texas. I think it was maybe Abilene. I don't know for sure, but so I'll set the scene for you. Um, a guy, apparently a father, ex-husband of his ex-wife, who his ex-wife was apparently living with her new boyfriend. The ex-husband came over to the boyfriend's house to pick up his son. And apparently the ex-wife was playing games and said, no, you can't see him until 6. Well, he was a pretty tall dude, and the boyfriend was really this scrawny guy. I mean, size-wise, there was a distinct disadvantage. So they're exchanging words, the ex-husband and ex-wife. The boyfriend, and some woman is videotaping this from the driveway. So you see him go into the house. In the meantime, she's still focusing in on the ex-husband and ex-wife in their verbal argument, which was kind of loud. So then here comes the boyfriend, and he comes back out of the house, and he's got a gun, a shotgun. And he then points it at the ex-husband, and the ex-husband says, well, what are you going to do? Shoot me? And the boyfriend then lets off a shot into the ground between the two of them where they're standing. Well, all that did was piss off the ex-husband. Yeah. And so he went to grab the gun away from the boyfriend. The boyfriend steps back and shoots him twice in the chest. And when I saw this is all on video, I saw his spirit pushed out of his body, and I started crying. Yeah. Because the psychic energy of that event, his spirit was literally pushed out of his body.
Absolutely.
And I saw him standing there and looking over at his ex-wife, and that's when the psychic energy just hit me, and I couldn't. I actually got up and I told Lynn, I said, she says, what's wrong? And I said, usually you can see videos of people dying, it happens, but boy, that one just really impacted me. And I just thought how sad that we are as a species is that, we're only here for a very short time. We really are. I don't know so much if it's a recycling machine, maybe not, but I know for the moment that the lifetime that you're in, it's as precious as it can be.
I think it is a recycling machine if you do not remember that you are more than a human.
Yeah. Oh, well said. More than a human. Yeah.
A human.
Yeah. Yeah. And, Wendy said she watched it. Yeah. Yeah. You understand. I don't know, Wendy, what was your impression? I mean, I just felt the sadness of the whole situation there.
Yeah, that's intense. I mean, when you're an empathic person and to get locked into
Mm,
that, that's hard because
man.
it's like it's as real for you as it is for them, and that's really hard to process.
Yeah. That's what just hit me when the first shot hit the ex-husband, his spirit was immediately pushed out. The second one just actually severed the cord.
Yeah,
That
makes sense.
Yeah.
Sense. And look, it went through the spine, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Messenger of
Yeah.
God, frequency line cut.
And I don't know this, but those are sometimes those are the ones who I think get lost.
I don't think
It hits them so hard that they're not expecting.
Yeah, but it's okay though, because they get brought into I've seen them go into these healing cities, and they get brought back eventually. They don't stay for long, but of course they have to be willing to go with the guides who come to get them. It's you choose. Your consciousness determines. If you think you've been a bad person, you're going to go burn in hell, and you're afraid of going with these, you can stay in this realm.
That's what and then you're right. That's going to be your initial reality. Yeah, Wendy, he did die. Yeah.
Yeah. But normally the guides come in, or your parents, or people you trust, and they're able to get you to go into a different dimension for the healing. So
we've had Lynn's father visit us. He used to smoke cigars, and we've both been sitting in because we don't smoke, right? All of a sudden we both can smell the cigar. And she said that's what my dad used to,
absolutely
smoke on. So, had my mother, his dad. So I don't know. I mean, I figured maybe it's Christmas time.
Right.
I mean, why not have a spirit Christmas? I mean, why not?
I think it's a
wow. There's an idea.
I was going to say, I think it's a beautiful way to honor our ancestors.
I mean, think about this. You could actually have a holiday. We don't celebrate Christmas in our house. What we celebrate is the evergreen tree and the renewing of the sun that takes place on December 28th. It's from the 25th, it goes down, and then it literally starts moving back north. And but that's what we do. And I'm going to think this time we're going to have maybe invite the family of our spirits to come and partake with us.
Absolutely.
I mean, if the angels eat manna, then that means there has to be food or substance in the spirit realm.
Absolutely.
You ever think about that?
I totally do. As above, so below.
No, but I mean the fact that angels eat manna.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, the Bible says it does. It says in the book of Exodus that the manna that Jehovah rained down on the children of Israel, that's how they ate. He sent in every day. There were 2 waves, according to their text, of quail. Now, when you think about, there were over 1 million plus people, supposedly, in order to feed every human, they would have to consume at least 3 quails per meal. Now, each morning they would go out at the moment of the cusp of dawn and darkness, and there would be the manna all over the ground. And the manna looked like colander seeds, and they would burst open. Now, the interesting thing, according to this angel food of manna, is that you would collect it, and You could knead bread out of it. It was said that it had a very sweet taste to it. But the interesting thing was that if you didn't eat it immediately, it would turn into worms.
Ooh.
So, and then because the Sabbath on a Saturday, they weren't allowed to gather or work food, the manna they gathered on Friday would somehow magically keep for the next day.
Wow.
And we did the math on this. We ran a computer model. So the amount of quail that it would take to feed 1 million people plus would be a train that would stretch for 5 miles, filled each boxcar with quail. You would have to do that twice a day.
Wow.
We're not even talking about the consumption of water. So there you go. I don't know what got me on that, but it was the interesting fact that, you know, this manna is the food of the angels. And if angels are in fact interdimensional spiritual beings, then it's very clear that they have to eat.
Yes. I think I don't think I think it depends on where they are. If angels are down here, because I think angels can go into beings and into bodies.
I believe they can. Yeah.
Yeah, so it depends on how the angel is present in the dimension. But I think that when they're in their dimensions, I do think that they eat, and I think they have sex, and I think
Apparently they taught us.
yeah.
You know, I have this book I bought. So everyone heads up. This is what we'll be going into in the next month. So the book of Cave of Treasures. This is an interesting book because this book talks about where apparently Lucifer teaches Adam how to have sex, because Adam refused to have relationship with Eve. Although if you believe the story, Eve knew Lucifer before she knew Adam. But anyway, in Adam's mind, as he told Lucifer, he said, why would I have sex with myself? He says it's the most impure thing that I could do.
Yep.
And I started thinking, you know, if you think about it, yeah. Why wouldn't he? I mean, Eve came from him, right?
Mm-hmm.
According to the Morning Star, he was awake.
Mm-hmm.
He saw what was taking place. He saw the creation of the emulation of the mass or whatever it was that was taken from him, however that really played out. But they said he was awake of it. So he had a companion, but it would be, you know, like two best friends. You know, two best friends, if you ever have sex, you don't have a friendship anymore.
Right.
Or at least not to the level or the intensity. You know, you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, it changes the frequency.
It does.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I thought, wouldn't that be a moral dilemma for a being to say, well, so my job is to procreate. It's like in the movie K-Pax when, Kevin Spacey, who's playing the character, you know, and he was telling the doctor, he says, well, on my planet, we don't have sex. It's very painful for us. In fact, it's rather disgusting for us.
Wow.
Because, well, think about this, Trina, in the aspect that of a species, it part of your job, you know, as part of the species is to procreate, to multiply.
Yeah.
So let's just stop and, you know, I know I'm off on a tangent here, but it's why not? That's what we do here. It's interesting because if we didn't have the reproduction aspect as a part of our reality here, we would really become super beings very quickly. At least I think.
That's a super big possibility because this place, you know, you don't remember who you are. So
Isn't it odd? Well, I mean, look at your life. I'll look at my life as well. So as we've gone through this path of life, the attractiveness of a companion
Mhm.
is it's an instinctual need, seems
Yes.
to drive us. There are those who can live by themselves.
Mhm.
I'm one of those.
Me
I lived
too.
by myself for 19 years. Didn't bother me a bit.
Me too.
Yeah. But so if you find that there's this need for companionship, and then you get complicated in the companionship because now it's a relationship, now it becomes a bond, now it becomes a covenant, then you begin to have what we call the intercourse of the relationship. And you look at the complexity of it as a species, how much of that time and energy is devoted to that?
I guess it's as much as you have time to
See,
go.
it takes a great deal, doesn't it? If
It
you're in
does.
love,
Yeah.
your energy, baby, is focused in one area, right?
Yes. Yeah, and it's so funny too because you just defined all that stuff, and it's literally, I mean, everything. It's a sounds like a business agreement.
It does, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
It's like your contractual obligation when
Yeah.
you come into this realm.
Yep.
I mean, it's
Yep.
like they said in Doctor Strange, they never tell you the warning till after the spell. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, but it's true. You come in, and this is a contract, Trina.
Totally.
I mean,
It's this.
look at the feminine of the species.
Mhm.
You women, you females. I mean, holy crap! Did y'all really know that you were signing up for this? I mean, because the males really get off easy on this one.
You know, but what if the divine feminine literally was captured, where
Mm,
she's never supposed to be into this realm at all, but it got captured, and that's what created the shadow worlds because it's a shadow of her, but it's not all the fullness of her.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I wonder that often.
Um, it's interesting. I look at our society today. We're in a pickle in the world today. I mean, we really are. It's not seems to be. It's not abating, and we just say much love to all of you folks in Australia. Mm,
Oh,
mm, mm,
much love.
mm. I heard
Yes.
from Gaza yesterday. Not
Did
good.
you? Oh,
Not
shoot.
good. Not good. Not good. Not good.
Oh, man.
And I just rejoice when I see Jules be able to come in, because we have family. This is a soul tribe. We got loved ones down there, and
Ew.
and he said, this is a precursor for everyone in the United States. Get ready. Um,
Yep.
David Castell says everyone should take the time to live with yourself and to find out what you love and what brings you joy. Then you find a being that matches that energy and shares your hobbies. Then you have a relationship. Boom, mic drop, baby.
Bravo.
Hello.
Yeah. Bravo. Yep.
Uh, Beloved Abstract says maybe they should grow some testicles. I have a comment on that, but I'm keeping my mouth shut, man.
Right. Right. It's like, okay, we'll just leave that one alone. Yeah.
I'll pick that up on the Steiger perspective.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
Yeah, because this week's theme is crying wolf.
Ooh, that's funny. I've been hearing that in my head, Wayne, for 3 days.
You see,
Interesting.
I came into my office, and I mean, we must have been on the same frequency because man, it dropped in, and I went crying wolf. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's see. Chloe says it angers me at times when I know I got to work on that, but it's we all do.
Yes.
We do. I mean, I don't know. I so find in so much now that the world seems to be so ugly, but there's another point of view that I see that there's also this beauty that's being ignored. And
You know,
it's
I'm seeing, okay, this is again, it's going to be sitting in polarity where there will be the healing and the divine healing. There will also be not the other opposite end of that. We're entering into something very powerful with the whole crown and the serpent in the sky. So, and it's interesting.
have you gone out and seen, by the way, where Orion is?
Yeah.
it's much further in the southern sky than it should be.
Really?
A hell of a lot further than where it should be. But yeah. And
Oh,
I want to make a comment here because you know what? I get the vibe of the world right now.
what?
And I see it on so many other channels that, it's the death vibe. It seems like everybody is focusing on death. I mean, it's the end times, it's this, it's that, that's that. And it's Big Al, we got to do a shirt on that because Big Al did a graphic for me, and it's like
Yeah.
we've got to stop worshiping death.
Death, right. Yeah, but I see a crown and a serpent, crowning the serpent. This could be very, very healing, very healing. So I would focus on that part, the magic and mystery of the autonomic and the parasympathetic nervous system, the endocrine system, the chemical parts, the alchemy parts of us that produce magical healing that we have no comprehension of because it's so powerful.
Boy, isn't that true? And
I
Shannon, you're right. It does seem also a lot bigger. I mean, we're in a drought right now here in Colorado. I mean, if this was summertime, we'd be getting temperatures like you in Phoenix. We'd be hitting 120, 123. We have since the fall, we've been averaging 25 to 30 degrees above normal. And that is a combination of we're not getting cold at night.
Yep. That's what happened in Phoenix. Yeah.
Interesting.
It stopped getting cold at night. Yep. I remember.
And it's here. And we don't have hardly any snow in the mountains. And yesterday was 71 degrees. Our normal high right now should be 44, 45.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, something is afoot on that. I don't know what it is, but let's see. I'm just trying to. We got a lot of people in the chat room today. It's just so good to have the band back together, man. Hey, Jules, what's up?
Hey,
Jenny, much love.
I wonder if the Earth is heating up and there's friction for things moving around us right now because we're moving into a different part of the system. I see this might be interesting. This eclipse coming up too is going to be interesting. December 4th.
Be interesting as well.
Yeah.
So we talk about this time that we're moving into, and I was telling Lynn, because I get up early in the morning and I love going outside and clear skies because there's no clouds. But when I think of the firmament and I really begin to think about what is it that I'm actually seeing, as we look up now into this heavens, and now I'm beginning to realize that maybe I'm seeing just the bottom portion of a firmament that we have yet to expand above. I mean, there are beings that live up there. There are things that we haven't quite brought into view, I think, as a species, but I get that feeling every time I go out now that I'm being watched.
You are, I think. Yeah.
I do. It's like, what's going on? And you get this feeling, when you're outside, it's like,
yes.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
So I've just acknowledged them. I said, I said this morning, I said, I don't know, because there's no moon now. We're getting near the new moon. And so the stars are everywhere, Trina. I mean, I'm sure you see them down in the desert as well.
Yeah. What is the really, really bright one in the evening? Is that Venus?
Believe it is. Yes.
Low in the horizon. Is that Venus? Oh my God. It is so bright right now. It is so bright.
And John Price, how you doing? Good to see you, brother. And Tina Bob, hello. Gracie, good to see you. Ed, hello. We didn't acknowledge you because I wasn't looking. I was looking at Trina. I mean, if I had a point of view, I'd look at Trina instead of words. It's like, okay.
I love you, Wade. You just make me so happy. Thank you.
That's all I can say, man. I mean, listen, I feel rather privileged to be, sitting in this. Gilbert says Jupiter. Gina says Venus. So Oh, Venus. Oh, Venus. I'm going to do a little
It's
Bobby
so
Darin,
bright
you know, and
and
it
big,
is. Yeah.
big. It's so big and bright in Arizona. It's so, I mean, yeah,
David Barry says, I guarantee there are some of us in this tribe being watched on many levels.
yeah,
Yeah. And since I'm not really shy when I take a shower, I told him, I said, it's at your own risk.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I kind of now, I'm writing my book. In one chapter, I write all spirits are voyeuristic because they're all voyeurs.
Mhm.
I mean, do they hand them a book on the other side and say, well, this is when you can look at somebody, but this is when you can't?
No, I think
I don't think so either.
yeah, I think it's like being born. I think you got to go over there and learn as you go, just like you got to learn here as you
I
go.
mean, so, I'm going,
Yeah,
Venus rhymes with what?
yeah, I
I'm your
know.
Venus. I'm your love and
Yeah, I'm your fire.
Shocking Blue. Remember that, folks? That's going way back. But
Hmm.
yeah. Hey, Project Skyfall. How you doing, Miss Janie? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
things.
Hey, Loretta. Good to see you. Oh,
Yeah,
this has been a fantastic day. What's up, hon?
I think it's just we write stuff down, guys, and start really focusing on what you want to see. If you feel anything coming in, if you can identify the feeling and it's not something you want, focus and create within you the opposite. So this might be helpful for many. So anchor onto that, try, play, see what works for you. But I think right now it's really time to get focused on manifesting some very, very powerful things, because I think we're just in a window of time where it's going to be important.
David Barry said, I swear I heard a cheer and a round of applause one time in my new flat having a
I love it. Yeah.
David, you could take that in a number of different directions. I'm going to take it on the higher plane. I mean, I'm going to choose the higher path, the one that's
Yeah.
less walked.
Yes. Oh my. Yes. Yes. Many ways. Many ways.
you know, they say, never let your mind in the gutter. But then again, the gutter seems to be the collecting point. So I
I
don't
was gonna
know.
say, yeah, get your mind out of
I
the
mean,
gutter.
it does.
Fly,
I mean, it's
float
just,
on by.
just someone Venus in blue jeans, Jimmy Clanton. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love this group. I mean, y'all are just I tell you, I this whole week that I was off on this, I keep thinking of the men and women that I have been so fortunate to meet. You are family. There's just virtually, others as well, that there's a bond being,
Yeah.
continually expanded, intensified. The coalescing of it all coming together is beautiful.
Yes, it is. It's real
Julianne says
love.
gutters flow.
Yes.
Yes, they do. They absolutely do.
Yeah.
Toys in the attic. There's another one. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, Robert V says that we just made his day.
Love you, Robert.
Folks, you got to smile. You've
Yeah.
got to. Um, Even when you're in the midst, I mean, it's like I told my wife, I said, I'm going into battle. I mean, I really, that's what it is. And I had a warrior's mentality. And it's like when I started getting that warrior's mentality, holy shit, Trina. I mean, the energy's changing. It
Yeah.
began to reverse and then suddenly began to intensify, you know. And when showtime was ready, I was the gladiator going into the arena. I was ready to do battle. And I had the angels with me.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
coins like this. I had them out here. Poyel was here. And yeah.
Yeah. And it's all a product of the power of your consciousness.
Yeah. Thank you, darling. You have a
Yeah.
rather what I would call amazing consciousness yourself.
Well, thank you.
I'm
Takes some talent,
consciously,
my
I'm
friend.
consciously a conscious of your conscious
I am
of your
consciously
consciousness.
conscious. Yes. 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 Absolutely. Oh yeah.
uh All right, everybody. We love all of you so much. This is Trina. It's a privilege. I so love, particularly on Tuesdays.
I
It's
love it
fun.
all, but particularly on Tuesdays, I'm a little biased.
Yeah, I mean, I look back. We've been doing this show. We're going almost on 4 years now.
My gosh,
I
4
mean,
years.
it's been a
Wow.
long, yeah. I thought it was like
Wow.
2, but we've been
Yeah,
at
I
this
knew
a
it had been
while.
longer, but wow, 4. I didn't realize it was
Yeah,
that
going on 4
long.
years. I mean, wow.
That's a long
Hey,
time.
Martin and Heidi, how are you? Much love, and give our love to Tony. Um, love the puppy there in the family. Yeah, you see, I have my new characters. They're climbing the walls. That's the way I was feeling a while. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I've been there, done that myself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, Miss Trina, what's on your schedule this week?
I've had so much going on with family. It's season for me. I'm super busy with work, and it's been a lot of family stuff. So the next, I think, week, I think I might take me a little sabbatical.
Okay. Well, I'll see you
Yeah.
next Tuesday. There's Gaza. Gaza, much
Hi,
love, brother. We
Gaza.
speak peace to you. Surround you with favor.
Favor, favor.
Yeah, the flavor of favor is what we speak upon you, Gaza. That's all I got to say. Hey, Suzanne. Um, yeah. So you're going to be taking a little, but you'll be back here next Tuesday.
Oh, absolutely. And I may still pop in on the weekend somewhere,
Okay.
depending on
Okay.
the schedule, but I might be going out of town, so signal gets a little cuckoo. So
Uh,
we'll see. But
Martin
that's
and
up in
Heidi
the
wants
air.
to know from you, if I may ask Trina, how old is her puppy Love? Sending love to the puppy there with the family.
She's only 6.
Oh, that's too young.
Well, yeah, remember I told you she got some stuff up her nose and
Yeah.
had seizures and fell down, went boom, lost continence, kidney failure. It's been a mess ever since that. But yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
All right. We'll
Love her,
just send
love her, love
love.
her.
What we'll
Yes,
do.
love her, love her, love her.
Yeah.
And what,
Just giving her a big hug.
yes, and what a
I can
gift.
see those eyes looking at us,
Yeah, with a little
Uh,
lightning bolt on her nose, those big
mm.
blue eyes.
Well, we just surround her with love. That's what we're going to do. So thank you, everyone. Little Red Haze, glad you came in too. I mean, I hope you leave with a smile. That's what our gift is to you. Joy in your heart. Martin, how do you say, sending you love and much healing, Trina, to Zodiac. So, yeah. Uh, all right, folks. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it.
Yay!
Yeah, we're going to get back into the book of the bee.
So excited.
It's good. I mean, it's really good stuff. Jenny says, my puppy has been sore this week, sending love. All right. So we're just going to send love to all of the pets. These are our families. They're members of our family. So we just send that out to all of the pets.
And a
I'm
call
seeing
from my
mine.
heart.
Huh?
A call from my heart too for the babies and the pregnant mamas. So wrap them in that blanket of love and healing too.
Absolutely. Yes. Wow. Well, Trina, much love to you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Yeah.
Thank you for being in my world, Wayne. Wayne's world and my world was way better. So thank you.
Now, when you said that, I heard Brooks and Dunn, rock my world, little country girl. I used to do line dancing, back in the days. Yeah, I went to Gillies back when it
right
was
on.
when it was the original Gillies. Yeah.
Yes.
And wore a cowboy hat and, had the whole thing, man. Yeah.
Cowboy. Oh, I love that. I remember that.
Had a black beaver hat, Stetson. So
right on.
oh yeah,
I bet
absolutely.
you would be fine, Wayne.
I won't comment. Okay, so everyone,
no, we won't go there.
We love you all. Hey, at least you know one thing. We will put a smile on your heart. So that's the one gift we have for you.
Yes.
Miss Trina, love you, dear.
I love you too.
All right, everybody. We will